Hello all, my name is Krishnak and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this particular video we are going to see how we can automate NLP task with the help of this EvalML library. Now regarding EvalML guys, I have already uploaded a video yesterday, and just to give you a brief introduction about it, it is an AutoML library which helps you to build, optimize and evaluate machine learning pipelines using domain specific objective functions. Okay, now let's say, take a simple sentiment analysis and let's see that how our work becomes very much easy when we are trying to use this EvalML. Now before going ahead, what you have to do is that you need to install the EvalML library. In order to do it, just write pip install EvalML. So I'll just execute it. So already it will say that requirement already satisfied because I've done the installation. Now coming to the next step, here I'm just going to take this specific data set which is present in this particular URL. Okay, it is nothing but the spam text messages modified.csv file, and then I'm actually reading this particular thing, and let me just print the data.head. Okay, so once I do this, probably it will take some time to read. Now here you can see messages. It has messages and it has category, right? Now considering this messages and category guys, we will be developing a model with the help of EvalML and trying to see that how it actually predicts, and we'll also try to see the performance with various models. And trust me guys, you don't have to do any text featureization manually because it will be taken care by this particular EvalML. Now if I go and now first of all what I'll do is that I'll just divide this into independent and dependent features. Now in order to do it, what I can do is that I can write x is equal to data dot drop. So I can use drop, and because it is data I can use drop, and here I can just write category, right? So drop is a function. So I'll write over here as category is my feature name, and here I'll write x is equal to 1. Okay, so I've done this. Now coming to my y variable, which will basically be having my data of category, right? Because that is my independent feature. I need to predict this, right? So once I execute this, if I go and see my x dot head, so this is my x dot head which is having the messages, and if I go and see my y dot head, probably this is my thing. If I really want to check how many unique kinds or unique number of ham and sams are there, let's see. We'll just try to see. I can write y unique underscore values, or sorry, instead of writing unique underscore values, I'll write value underscore counts. Okay, and I'll execute it. So y of series has no attribute called as value underscore counts. It's okay, but I think it should be able to see this, but okay, I've made a spelling mistake. It should be value underscore counts. Yeah, now here you can see that okay, ham is basically having 224t 747 spam is then. Obviously this looks like an imbalanced data set. Like, let me do one thing, let me just normalize this with true so that I'll be able to see some percentage. So 75 and 25, I still feel that yes, it is a kind of imbalanced data sets, but we'll try to see that how well it can be basically done, So I'll just delete this cell which I actually created additionally. Okay, I'll go over here, create some more cells, and then probably start my work with respect to EvalML. Okay, now the first step is always like how we do train test split. And obviously when we are working with EvalML, I told you in the yesterday's session also, usually we don't take data frames. Instead we convert that data frame into data table. And before converting into data table, what we also have to do is that we have to do some train test split, because for the training data set we'll be trying to use for the training purpose, and for the test data set we'll try to test that specific data set. So what I can write over here, I can just write down a comment, train and test data split. Okay, data split. And here what I'll do is that I'll just write x underscore train comma x underscore test comma y underscore train comma y underscore test. So this is usually done with the library which is called as EvalML. So I'm just going to import this EvalML. So EvalML. Now I'm just going to use this EvalML dot. Let me just import this one line above so that I will be able to get some suggestions. That is the reason probably I'm doing this. Now if I write EvalML, press tab, now here you'll be getting all the things. Over here probably you'll be having something called as pre-processing. Now inside this pre-processing, you also have one more function which is called as split data, and inside the split data you give your x and y, and you need to specify your problem type. So your problem type over here, if I just go and consider, your problem type over here is nothing but binary, right? So if I consider binary, so I'll write binary over here. Now let's see which all parameters are required apart from this. If I go and see in the split data, one is test size. Test size is 0.2. I'll keep that much only. Random seed is not required. Problem configuration is not required. So this much things is basically required. Problem type I have specified as binary. And again guys, if you really want to see different types of problem type, I'll just show you again. But just press shift tab over here and just try to see the description in the problem type, what all things can actually come, right? So if you go and search like this, evalML problem types dot all problem types, you'll be able to see different types of problem types also. Okay, usually for binary it is binary classification, then you have multi-class, you have different categories. Just go and basically check this. I guess evalML has no problem type. Let me see. So dot problem types, I guess. So here if you execute like this, here you'll be able to see for binary it is binary, for multi-class it is multi-class. You just have to replace it over here. Even it supports time series. I'll also show time series with evalML. Still I have not tried it out, but definitely I'll show it. Okay, so now here we have done this train test split, but remember this train test split is basically done on data frames, but in short this is getting converted into data table. How do I say it? If I write type of x underscore train, this will be like a data table. Now you may be thinking, what is data table? Data table is also like a data frame only, guys. It is a data structures like data frame, but it has different functionalities. The most of the common APIs, most of the common functions with respect to the data frame are same, guys. So I'm going to make a detailed video regarding data table also, so you don't have to worry. But if I go and see my x underscore train dot head, here you'll be able to see. Here you'll be able to see all these things. See, it gives this information like data column, what is the physical type, what is the logical type. Now by default logical type it is basically taking as natural language. When it sees this kind of natural language, it will automatically do the text featureization. Now let's go to the next step and let's basically see that how we have to probably perform this NLP task, automated NLP task with the help of EvalML. So I'm just going to write from EvalML import AutoML search. Okay, and then I'll write AutoML is equal to auto. First let me just import it so that I'll be able to see some of the parameters. Okay, then I'll write AutoML is equal to AutoML search. I'll just going to initialize this AutoML, and this is the function which is basically used to solve this NLP task, and it makes sure that it also tries different algorithms, and then it gives you all the confusion metrics with respect to the like accuracy score, AUC, ROC, F1 score, everything, right? So over here in this AutoML search, what I'm going to do, first of all, the first parameter, if I go and see, it is nothing but x underscore train. If I press shift tab, this is my x underscore train. X underscore train is basically getting assigned to x underscore train itself. Then you have x underscore test is equal to x underscore test, because that is my second parameter. Let's see. Okay, so this is my second parameter. Coming to the third parameter, then again you have problem type. Obviously the problem type that I will be keeping is nothing but I can write it as binary. Okay, and the next type is something called as max batches. I'll keep it as 1, and finally I'll just write it as optimized thresholds is equal to 2. Now what is this optimized threshold? All this information is basically given over here, since it is an AutoML library, so it will be probably the documentation is pretty much good, guys. So optimized threshold, just try to see what does it basically define. If I go and see, it says it will be a boolean whether or not to optimize the binary pipeline threshold. Yes, obviously we'll try to optimize it. Okay, now after this I will try to execute it. Okay, it says positional argument follows keyword argument. Not a problem. What I'll do, I'll just write shift tab, press it over here, and this will be my problem type. Okay, so problem type is basically my binary type. Okay, got an unaccepted. Okay, no. So I'm getting this specific error. Let's see what is this error. Okay, it should be y train. Sorry, I was giving x test. It should be y train over here, and then I can basically write y train. Okay, So once I get executed, bad operand type, let's see. Now what is the bad operand type? AutoML search. Oh, sorry. I used minus, I don't know why. Okay, some problems in this. So I'm just going to execute this now. Now generating pipeline to search over. This is fine. Now what I'll do in the next statement, I'll write AutoML.search. And now here you can see that the beginning pipeline search is basically happening. Okay, all this information will be given to you in the GitHub link, guys. Please make sure that you try it out by yourself. And now probably the process has been started, and it will take now see, the first thing is that we have used model baseline binary, then decision tree classifier with text featureization, then you have light GBM classifier with text featureization, then you have extra tree classifier with steps featureization. So we'll wait till some time, unless and until we don't get a good all the results. So probably we have to wait for some time and try to see. So now here you can see over here we have done with elastic net also with text featureization, and the elapsed is 0.39 seconds, I guess it took. This took somewhere around 26 seconds. This took somewhere around 13 seconds, right? With respect to different batches, it is happening. So we really have to keep ourselves relaxed. Till then, I'll just write the next code. So here I have to basically write AutoML rankings because it will help us to see the AutoML. Then the next line, I will save the best pipeline inside this pipeline feature, and we can also check out this best pipeline important information by writing this particular below code. Okay, so till then, let this work quickly, and probably by just seeing this ranking, I think we will be getting the best algorithm that is working well for this particular problem statement. Okay, so let's wait. I can also check out the graphs, guys, in this set. In NLP, it is also given that you can check out different kind of graphs with respect to the algorithms that you are having. Not only this, with respect to any kind of machine learning problem statement. So probably it will take some amount of time. Okay, it has got executed now. The log loss binary is 0.154. If I go and see the ranking over here, it shows random forest classifier with text featureization is the best. Then we have XGBoost classifier. Then we have logistic regression. Then we have light GBM. Then we have extra trees. It's working well. With respect to base accuracy, we'll try to see, but percentage better than the baseline is this one, and all the other metrics is this one. Okay, here the best thing is that you got all the information like how much n estimators and all. If you really want to see detailedly, I'll just show you how to do it. Now what I'm going to do is that in order to find out the best pipeline, you can execute AutoML.best pipeline, and just by seeing that, I could have seen that okay, random forest is the best. Over there, the n underscore estimator is 100, max depth is 6, and n underscore jobs is -1. So hyperparameter tuning is also done. We'll save this in a best pipeline over here. If I want to describe it much more detailedly, that best pipeline, so what you can do is that you can write AutoML describe pipeline. You can write AutoML.rankings.ilock of 0. So ilock of 0 is nothing but this value, this entire thing. So we'll try to see this, okay, by describing it. So here is your important information. The problem type is binary, model family is random forest, text featureization component. Then you have estimators. Here you have your training things. Here you have all the information with respect to AUC, ROC, F1 balanced. Probably I'll not able to see it properly, but if I try to save this in probably a variable, we will be able to see it. But here it is clearly showing you what kind of accuracy. If the formatting is little bit better, we'll be able to see it. Now guys, the next step is basically to evaluate on the test data. Right, we have our test data, we really need to see the score. So I'm just going to copy and paste a code. I can just use this best pipeline.score on my X test and my Y test data. Okay, Y test, and obviously the objective that I've got is binary, so I've used this, and let's see the score. So here I'm just going to execute it. The accuracy score is somewhere around 97%, guys. Okay, so here obviously we are able to see some good features, some good accuracy itself by just automating the NLP task with the help of EvalML, and you could see that how easy and simple it was. And I will be also giving you a detailed what are the different techniques with respect to NLP. Also the EvalML documentation page I'll try to share. but other than that, all these things are working pretty much well. I'll be trying still more different problems like time series, and probably I'll try to share with you all. Okay, but here you will definitely be able to understand that it is able to apply all these techniques on different algorithms itself, right? So it is pretty much amazing. So just try it out and just try to see that how this AutoML library works for you. So I hope you like this particular video. Please do subscribe the channel if you're not already subscribed. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you, one. Bye bye.